woman walked into the pawn shop carrying a Sidewinder heat-seeking missile component and wanted to sell it for a high price. Rick was stunned and immediately asked about its origin. The seller explained that it was an infrared seeker from a Sidewinder heat-seeking missile dating back to the 1960s, which her father had purchased at an auction in the 1980s. Although Rick had no expertise in military items, he was intrigued by the auction origin and asked the seller if she had any documentation to verify it. The seller handed over the auction document from that era, clearly stating the origin of the item. Rick inspected the warhead briefly and found it hard to believe that such advanced technology existed in the 1960s. He guessed it must be valuable but wasn't sure if it was legal to buy and sell, so he decided to call in a military expert. After hearing Rick's concerns, the expert examined the seeker carefully and asked, "How did something like this end up in a pawn shop?" He then asked the seller to provide legal documentation. After reviewing it, he confirmed the authenticity of the item and said, "This is incredibly rare. I've been in this industry for years and have never seen one in private hands. It appears to be a first-generation infrared seeker, heavily used during the Vietnam War." The expert explained that the infrared seeker detects heat radiation for targeted strikes and also extends the missile's range. If you remove the mirror on the surface, you'll find a filter inside that can detect heat sources, he added. Rick then asked the expert, "Is this legal and does it have any collectible value?" The expert noted that the item was in excellent condition, giving it an 8.8 out of 10 for preservation. He confirmed that it could be legally bought and sold, but couldn't provide a valuation because he had never seen one in private hands. "The risk is high," he warned Rick, "so proceed with caution." Rick then asked the seller for her asking price. "How about $3,000? The seller proposed. Rick immediately declined and countered with $500, reasoning that the market for such an item was a complete unknown. The seller was shocked by the low offer and attempted to negotiate up to $750. Rick held firm, saying, "My best offer is $550. After some consideration, the seller decided to refuse the offer and the deal fell through.